Good morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Java, brought to you as always by our friends at the Get Go Cafe and Market, where they have the smokestack going on right now.
They sure do. I've had it like 3 or 4 times already. Ranch dressing, drizzle, every time.
The who,
every
what?
Time.
On a...
Yeah, pulled pork, ranch.
Okay, no. Let's talk a little bit about baseball.
Yeah.
The Pirates, it's crazy, man. You want to bury them. I mean, you don't want to bury them. You know what I'm saying here. You want to go, oh, they're done. I'm done with them. And we're seeing that right now in comments. That's it. We're all done. There's no more. And then you look at the standings. You can't close the book on them.
No, they're literally just not done, factually not done. And how many times this season already? It seems like every time they lose a series or lose period, the comments turn to, it's over, it's over.
Well, how much of that is just because when they lose...
It's bad.
I mean, they lose.
They really make a point to lose spectacularly. So there's something to be said for that, but we've seen it all year. They bounce right back. They're going to win their next series probably, and everybody's going to be like, wow, there's still a chance.
Neil Huntington, one of the things that he said to us up in Milwaukee on Sunday was that he feels that their run differential, and he's going to be one of those guys that's more sensitive to run differential than most because it's one of those advanced things. I mean, these guys are actually more sensitive about stuff like that than they are wins and losses. That is the product. It was minus 78 at the time that he spoke, which is horrendous, right? They should be like 30 games under 500.
Right.
And he's like, we feel that that's skewed by 6 losses combined. What do you feel about that kind of assessment in general?
Does he believe that? That's what I feel about it.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's mathematically correct, but the truth is you can do that to every team that has a negative run difference because it's the blowouts that account for it.
Yeah, I mean, you can spin anything.
Who has nothing but close losses?
Right. And that just doesn't happen, and especially with this team this year, man. Like, the blowouts are just so
blowouty.
Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. So if you want to say that, like if Neil Huntington wants to say that, that's fine. But he's not kidding the reporters for sure on scene. And at this point, I don't think he's even kidding the fans anymore. So
there's no bobblehead for Bryan Reynolds yet.
Should be.
There will be one.
I hope it has a button for sound too, because his voice is like...
That's what I wanted to bring up here. Oh my God, we actually don't rehearse these things.
I don't know.
This dude has the coolest, suavest voice
Truly
of
does.
anyone in sports. Like, if there's anybody who is going to end up being a broadcaster or way cool, I take that back, way cooler than a broadcaster. Yeah. Like, he'll be like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, exactly.
What is up with that? Because he's a kid.
I love it. And I love his walk-up song is Johnny Cash.
No, it's not just Johnny Cash. It's God's Gonna Cut You Down, which I have told Reynolds himself is the best single walk-up song anyone's had in the history of that ballpark.
I got to hear him karaoke that song, though. I feel like he can nail it, man.
Oh,
he's got the
I hadn't
Cash.
thought of that.
He's got the Cash tones, and I'm really digging it. So any chance to talk to him is great. Now, what he says is
he's
not quite as animated.
But he's also like, whenever you talk to him, like I asked him up in Milwaukee, this is, his first start in center field, taking the place of Starling Marte, whatever. Yeah.
Pretty good.
There was just no, like, Brian, you just tied like the all-time record for on-base streaks by a rookie and whatever else. Yeah, I'm swinging the bat really well.
Yep.
It's like,
whoa. That's Bryan Reynolds. And it makes him way cooler even. Like I'm glad that's how he treats questions. It just adds to the myth for me.
You know what? It does add, though, to something else that Neil Huntington had said over the weekend was when they called him up, they felt that even if he had faltered at the major league level, remember, he was coming up with almost no AAA experience, so that could have happened, that he was someone who could handle failure. Well, you know why? Because he would have just been like, whatever. Collecting can be either a habit, a passion, or a disease. And for some of us, it goes a little bit far, as you can tell from the Bobbleheads collection back there. And that's not even scratching the surface of my life with my comic books and all kinds of other things that I do. What do you collect?
I collect guitars, I guess. Not formally. It's not something that I go out of my way to, I'm going to go
sounds expensive.
Guitar hunting today, but I can't pass up. I like my favorite thing to do is to buy cheap guitars and then upgrade them. So change all the parts, change the pickups, change everything out to where you've started with this $100 guitar, but now it plays like a $3,000 Gibson.
See, my guitar collection has consisted of just my Fender Strat because it's just been beautiful and it has served me well for a very, very long time. Have to adjust the fretboard every once in a while and get the neck straight.
I mean, you got to change the oil,
clean it a little bit and everything else, tune up the pickups. But let's talk about the bobbleheads here.
Yeah.
This is from the last couple of series that I covered on the road. This is the Yadier Molina and Roberto Clemente on the same bobblehead. Beautiful gesture, I think, by the Cardinals that was given out for Molina winning Major League Baseball's overall Clemente Award. Think about how much he means to the sport that you can give out his bobblehead
at an opposing, yeah,
when that team is playing them.
Right.
I
mean, he transcends all of that, all the rivalry in sport. He's above all of it. You can't find anybody to say a bad word about him.
No, and that number on the back of his shirt shouldn't be worn by anybody in baseball. This one is Christian Yelich of the Milwaukee Brewers, who I got to spend some pretty good time with in Milwaukee.
He's decent at baseball. That's my assessment.
Oh my God, that's exactly, speaking of another cool dude on the Pirates, exactly what Stephen Brault said afterward. He says it was the only run that he gave up while on the mound was a Yelich home run, and he goes, I hear he's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty Brault.
But that's been fun seeing the Brewers have another superstar.
It's cool.
Sellout crowd. Not a sellout crowd. 48,000 tickets were sold for that game 2 weeks in advance. They actually cut off sales 2 weeks ago. That happens nowhere in baseball. Have you heard that Milwaukee is 2/3 the size of Pittsburgh? Have you heard that?
I've read that on a Twitter feed somewhere. I've seen it, yeah.
Just checking.